Welcome to another episode of the Adrienne Ross Show, where sports and culture connect. In the midst of all the exuberance, that's a great noun, in the midst of the exuberance that Caitlin Clark is planning to play on Saturday against the New York Liberty, you also have the news that Ary McDonald had to be waived from the team. Now, there was some confusion about that. Some had said that if the Fever cut a player, then Ary could be kept. As it turns out, that's not the case. Now, I had first got that information from Scott Agnes, whom I assume knew, but maybe he was just as confused as I was and as you were, perhaps, about this whole thing. So no, by cutting a player, they still have to release her for 10 days. And of course, during the 10 days, somebody else could pick her up. Now, one might say, well, maybe nobody pick her up because after all, the LA Sparks let her go. But you know what? The LA Sparks and other teams, including the Chicago Sky, who needs a point guard, they got to see her play. And so maybe they're going, I don't know what happened with the LA Sparks and what they were thinking, but this girl can hoop. So you have that thought about, oh man, somebody could grab her up. I am personally of the mind that the Indiana Fever did not release her without some kind of conversation about bringing her back as soon as the salary cap situation allows for it. At least I hope so. I have no way of knowing, but I hope that there's some kind of conversation that, we got to follow the rules here, obviously, but you hang tight because we need you. Now, there are some, I'm sure, who will say Ary is too good to be on the Fever long term because with Caitlin Clark, well, Caitlin Clark is going to get the bulk of the minutes. But Caitlin Clark needs to be able to take a break. And yes, there's Sydney Colson, but Sydney Colson is not it. I mean, there's a reason why she's been a bench player, and she's happy to do that for the Fever. She's happy, like she said, I'll come in and give whatever is needed. And she's had to play more minutes than she usually plays because Caitlin Clark has been out. And she's, from what I understand, great in terms of veteran leadership. She's funny. They enjoy being around her, but she's not it in terms of the backup point guard. And not only that, not only will Ary be able to come in and give Caitlin a few minutes. I mean, if it was just that, you got to go, yes, she's not going to play much because Caitlin isn't going to be sitting on the bench for 20 minutes, 30 minutes even during the game. But Ary can also play the two and give Kelsey some minutes of rest. I'd love to see the two of them on the floor together. They had her playing the two position during this time while Caitlin was out as well. I saw that. And with her and Caitlin together, I'd love to see what that looks like. I've got to believe that the Fever would make what I would believe would be the right decision and do what has to be done to bring her back. And I then have to believe that they would have had that conversation with her, if that's allowed, and say, hey, just hang tight. We got you as soon as we can, which from what I understand is probably going to be sometime in July when they would be able to sign a 12th player. Maybe they'll release somebody. There are one or two who could be released. I mean, this is a business and you're trying to win games. So with that in mind, let's watch what Stephanie White said that Chloe Peterson posted on X concerning Ary McDonald. And then we're also going to take a look at some highlights and see what she brought to this team.
With Caitlin and Sophie potentially coming back tomorrow, that means you'll have to release Ary. Just how is she impressed over these past few games? How do you hope she can find a spot somewhere?
She's going to find a spot. That's not that. I don't think that's a debate right now. She's been the ultimate pro She came in ready to go. She had watched such a large amount of film just on her flight in here that you could tell already her high IQ. She's a dog, and we're going to miss her certainly. What she brought to the table for us and being able to come in at the point guard position and just really impact us right away was huge. But yeah, she's not going to have a problem finding a job.
So twice, Stephanie White said she's not going to have a problem finding a job. I hope that's because the Fever has made sure that she doesn't have a problem finding a job. Like, I hope that means you're bringing her back and everybody else, hands off. Okay? Hands off. Now, let's take a look at something Ary said herself about this whole time away from being on a team and then having the opportunity to play with the Fever. We're going to go to Yahoo Sports. In this article entitled Ary McDonald opens up about life on a WNBA hardship contract amid Indiana Fever release, quote, "You never know when you'll get the call." This was today. This was posted today, published today, I should say. And it says that Ary McDonald allowed herself to feel it. For the first time in her life, she fell on the outside of roster cuts when the Los Angeles Sparks whittled their roster down from the 2025 season opener. So, not going to read all of this, but it talks about it shows her comment here about not being on the team. She said, "It felt weird every day, waking up, not being in the gym or just being around my teammates." And she's a 5'6" guard, as we know. She went on to say, "But I mean, my approach is stay ready. You never know when you'll get the call." Of course, she got the call, and she really did show that she deserved to get the call. So it says McDonald's call came at the beginning of June. Within 24 hours, the 2021 number 3 draft pick landed in Indianapolis to sign an emergency hardship contract, as we know. And of course, the Fever posted thank you to Ary. It says when Clark and Cunningham were deemed available on Friday ahead of Saturday's matchup with the Liberty, her contract was terminated immediately, and that has to be, it's Article 7, Section 4 of the 2020 Collective Bargaining Agreement, which we call the CBA. This, despite a stellar 2 weeks in Indiana and a seamless fit for the Fever, who cannot re-sign her for a period of 10 days unless they again require and are granted a hardship waiver. We're going to scroll down. This part subtitled Fit for Fever. Despite one practice and one shoot around, McDonald shined in her debut for the Fever on June 3rd. She sure did. I was up here going, "Oh, McDonald." Anyway, her on-ball pressure improves the Fever defense. She can keep up the pace for a team that struggled to do so without Clark on the court, and she delivered 5 assists with 0 turnovers. The Fever's addition of McDonald proved the perfect scenario for both parties in what can be a rarity in these last-minute ads. Like, she showed up, got off the plane, went to practice one day, and took care of business. But McDonald wanted that in a deal, meaning a perfect scenario, a fit. She says, "I'm all about fit. I don't want to be plugged in a situation where they don't need me. It'd be kind of like going backwards. I feel that my agent put me in the right spot, and I feel like I'm flourishing under Indy right now." Originally, it says watching Indy, her first thought was, nah. Her second, possibly. She went on to say, "I could see myself in the offense and just bringing my defensive abilities." And it worked. And that's the thing. We know it worked. That's why we wanted to keep her. And that's why this one, we're so glad Caitlin's coming back. Sophie's coming back. But that's the gut punch, because it did work. It really did. What did she do with the Fever? 11 points per game, 1.3 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 25 and 20 minutes per game. I believe that her average in her career is 6-something points per game, if I remember right. I don't remember all the stats. I'm just trying to go off memory. less than 10 points per game. And for her to come in this situation like that and be dropping 11 points per game and playing such hard defense is just it's just really, it was really timely, really needed, and really amazing when you think about that situation. So I certainly hope that there's a way to get her back, and that, again, everybody else keep your hands off. Because I believe not only can she give a few minutes to Caitlin, she can also play that 2 position. And her and Lexi on defense, oh my goodness. But of course, she's got to do what's best for her when the offers come flying in, and methinks they're likely already. All right. So before I end this, let's go over to X and take a look at some of her highlights. This is at passtheball.com.
Down the 3.
Here's McDonald in transition, bodies Bantam and picks up the foul.
Next quick pass. Lexi Hall, man, she's just been playing great basketball for the Fever this season.
Hall now with 6 points, has played 18 minutes here in the early going. McDonald pokes it away.
Out or not at full capacity.
McDonald, a huge top Boston, other side. McDonald.
I have to stop here for a moment because I just love this. She hits this big shot, and then she's not trying to be fancy or flashy or look at me or anything. And there's nothing wrong with like celebrating the shot. Like, fans love to see that too. But I mean, here she is coming in trying to bring this team what this team needs. So she just needs to show what she can do. And so after knocking down this shot, she is right on defense. And I got to tell you, it reminds me of when she hit that one free throw and then went right up in Caitlin's face. And it was like, oh, you got another free throw to go. But the intensity, it makes sense to me now. Now that I see this is how she operates, right? She might have had a brain fart for a second right there with Caitlin, but it was all about the intensity of what she was supposed to do. I got nothing but respect for that now. So check this out. She shoots this, knocks this right corner 3 down, and then is just up, ready to defend.
Or not at full capacity.
McDonald,
look at that.
A huge top Boston, other side. McDonald, another 3.
I like this young lady. There's a reason why she went number 3 overall in the draft in 2021. And then, of course, she played 3 years with Atlanta, whom she busted down with 14 points the other night, even though, of course, the Fever lost. But she did her thing, and she's just been impressive. Went to LA, and then they let her go. But she's right when she said, you never know when you're going to get the call. I surely hope her phone will be ringing in about 10 days. The Fever will have to make some decisions there. And then, of course, if they wait till July, I don't know. Can we grab? We've been saying, mommy, can we keep her? Can we keep her? Well, the answer was no. Can't keep her. But maybe we can get her back like real soon. And just so you know, I intend to go live for the game against New York on Saturday. But I'm not doing a public live stream. I'm doing a special members only live stream for the members of the channel. So if you've been thinking about becoming a member of the channel, it's a month by month decision. So you're not like locked in for a year. But if you have been thinking about becoming a member of the channel, this is a good time to go ahead and take that step. So we're going to be hanging out. They call themselves the Rossies. So the Rossies are going to be hanging out with me for an exclusive members only live stream during the Fever game against New York, in which Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham are expected to be back. And we're looking forward, hoping, praying to get the win. Just wanted to make sure you know. So the link to joining the channel is always in the description of every video, and it will be in this one as well. Look for the word join, and you can click that and find out the membership option so that you can join us for the live stream tomorrow. All right. So thank you so much for hanging out with me right here, and thumbs up this video if you would. I'd appreciate it, and subscribe to the Adrienne Ross Show. Those of you who have, I appreciate you so much. I will catch you next time, God willing. God bless you abundantly.